This is the story of Liam McTasney, a young man whose greed, manipulation, and cold-blooded nature led him down a path of destruction, taking the life of someone he once called a friend. To the outside world, Liam seemed like a normal college student, a young man with a promising future. But behind closed doors, Liam wasn't just planning his life. He was planning a murder, calculated, manipulative, paranoid about the life he thought he deserved. And in his mind, if he couldn't get Sarah Stern's money, no one would. This is also the story of Sarah Stern, an 18-year-old girl full of life and promise, trying to find her place in the world while struggling with the pressures around her. She had hopes, she had dreams, but she also had a childhood friend she trusted, a friend who would ultimately betray her. Sarah had no idea that the person she trusted the most was plotting her death. She had no idea that her life was about to be ripped away for something as trivial as money. On December 2nd, 2016, Belmar, New Jersey, the day started like any other. Quiet, routine. Sarah told her father she was going to see a friend. She made plans, unaware of what lay ahead. Minutes later, Sarah was dead, her body discarded in the Shark River. A 911 call was made by an anonymous passerby.
911, where's the emergency?
And not emergency. Actually on the Belmar Bridge, right after heading south in the middle of the bridge, there's a car that's abandoned. It's off the side of the road, but
The Belmar Bridge being the 35 bridge?
yeah, the 35 bridge would be going from north going south
Into Belmar.
into Belmar. Yeah.
Hey, did you pass the midpoint? Because up to the midpoint is Neptune, and after the midpoint is Belmar.
So yeah, Neptune actually. Technically, it was after. It looked like it was more on the Neptune side.
So what kind of car is it?
Kind of looked like an old beat up, light tan colored like sedan.
And what was your name, sir?
It's okay. I'd just rather be anonymous.
And this is your cell number?
Yeah, I'm driving Uber and Lyft tonight. I just figured I'd give a call in because it's kind of hard to see. I think if you're coming the other way.
And was there anybody inside the vehicle?
I looked, no. Okay, they were sleeping. I couldn't see them by their head being up. Nobody
Okay.
looked like they were in it.
Howard.
190 obtaining. Let's see if we have any contact info for the RO.
Liam McTasney had been planning it for months. He had been careful, precise, watching Sarah's every move. He knew she had access to money, and he believed that taking her life was the quickest way to get it. He invited her to join him, gaining her trust one last time before taking it all away. Once they were alone, Liam acted. He strangled Sarah with a seatbelt, ensuring her death before tossing her lifeless body into the river. No remorse, no hesitation. But it didn't end there, because the lies were about to begin.
So you were with her yesterday afternoon. You went to Draper's house with her.
Yeah.
Did you help her carry stuff over to Draper's house?
Yeah. That's what.
What was it that you carried over there? How much?
I'm not. I know that we had one big gray container.
Okay.
And I actually have a few of these in my basement right now.
Of hers?
Of hers, yeah. If you guys want to go through those, she's just been trying to get stuff out of the house away from her dad over the past week or whatever.
You seem to have a pretty good relationship. What's her reasoning for wanting to get the stuff out of her father's place?
I mean, I know that her dad's taken money from her in the past.
Okay.
I think her mom was supposed to leave her money or something. I know she definitely has a lot of trust issues with her dad.
Okay.
So I've just been trying to help her out with that. I've been friends with her since first grade, so we have a pretty good friendship.
We just want to make sure she's okay. Nobody's going to get in any trouble here. Trust me, it doesn't matter to us what you're doing behind the closed doors. We just got to make sure that Sarah's all right. And if you've got any other information, you got to throw it out at us so we can go a little further, you know? So let's, do the best we can. You going to be around? You didn't activate that phone yet, did you?
Now, we're going to watch how Liam and his friend Preston are going to try to outsmart the cops. First, we're going to take a look at Liam's interrogation footage, where he lies like it's his job.
Today or you're off? I'm off. You're off. Yeah, I actually supposed to have school all day, but I emailed all my professors and it said it's fine if I don't come in this week.
Okay, nah. Why aren't you being in?
The full thing is go on. I don't know. Come on, Ryan. Probably get tomorrow. Be taking finals this week. Okay.
Should grab your contest admission. Guess I would leave LIAN.
Yep. Last name MCA PASNEY.
Or what's your home address name?
It's 11 Holly Street.
In the Tent City, right?
Yep.
And your date of birth?
It's 7/29 and 97.
97.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your cell phone number?
848 218 3943.
All right. You've met John before and yeah. I'm Ryan. I'm a detective with the prosecutor's office. Nice to meet you, Ryan. So the reason why I'm here is anytime there's a significant case in a municipality, the detective from the prosecutor's office is assigned to work with the municipal department, in this case Belmar. So that's why I'm here. I think you met Wayne. Did you meet Wayne?
Yeah. With Doug, who was only on work.
Yeah. Wayne works with me, and he was down here over the weekend. Okay. So we appreciate you coming down to talk to us. Obviously, we're very concerned about Sarah. We just want to talk to you in some greater detail about what information you know about where she is. Okay. Where who do you live with, Liam?
I live with my roommate, Preston Taylor.
Preston Taylor.
Mm.
She friends with Sarah also?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we all went to high school together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where are you working at?
Brennan Steakhouse in Neptune City. I also work at Free Willy.
It's a Christmas tree place in Law. What's it called? Tree Willy?
Tree Willy.
Any place else?
No, I'm trying to get a job over here at 10th Up Burrito.
Okay. And you where did you graduate from high school?
Neptune High School.
What year?
2015? Yes. 2 years ago? Or 2016. So
Yeah, 14. I'm not sure. Like, yeah, 2014.
2014?
Yeah. I'm in my second year of college, so yeah.
And you go to Brookdale, you said?
Mm-hmm.
What do you study here?
Psychology. I want to pursue some kind of career in law enforcement.
We do?
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. How long have you known Sarah?
First grade?
It was first grade.
Yeah. I was actually homeschooled until 7th grade, but we went to CCD together in Bradley Beach.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I first met her.
Sure. And what's the extent of your relationship?
I would say we're pretty close friends. More over the summer than during the winter, but we've still been pretty close. She actually, I'm a lifeguard in Bradley Beach. She was a badge checker, so I saw her pretty much every day over the summer.
You guard in Bradley?
Yeah.
And that's where she was badge checker?
Yep.
What beach?
Anywhere. All over the place.
She move you around?
Yeah.
Same thing with her?
Yeah. She'd be all over the place.
Was she ever your girlfriend?
No. We actually have reason to believe that she could be a lesbian. That's what I've always thought.
Is that right?
Yeah. never hooked up with her or anything like that? No, nothing like that.
Okay. Do you know her ever to date anybody before?
No, actually. It's actually gets weird. She's just seems really like immature, she's not interested in that kind of stuff. She's more interested in playing video games or something like that. I don't know.
Does she talk about guys?
No, she actually gets grossed out. And she doesn't, most of her girlfriends have kind of left her over the years after everything she went through with her mom, and she's continued to go through with her dad. And it's just been kind of like the boys hanging out with her. And if we were to bring up anything about sex, she's always grossed out.
When you say grossed out, what do you mean?
Like repulsed. Like, oh, don't say that. Oh, it's gross. I didn't think about sex in general.
And your conversations about sex would be in what context? Like,
Just joking around, her.
make this comment or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Does she ever talk about liking guys or?
Not that I know of girls. No. She has been known to obsess over girls in the past, though. One of my ex-girlfriends, a few years ago, she was completely obsessed with her right around the time her mom had cancer and was dying, and she just would always say stuff like, Maggie, if you don't come here right now, I'm going to kill myself. Or, I mean, you guys know about the Drapers, right? Robin Draper. You spoke to her. There have been multiple occasions where my ex-girlfriend Maggie just had to go to the Draper's house to help her with either her dad. I can't say for sure if her dad was going to do something, but there has been a few occasions where she said, my dad's going to hurt me or I'm going to hurt myself in the past. And, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's just she can obsess over girls. And this YouTube thing that she has going, she's obsessed with these YouTubers, and most of them are known lesbians. So I don't know if they were her role models. I don't know. I don't know if how her family would have taken it if she were to come out and say it. Because she's always been, I don't know. I called her a tomboy the other day. I guess that would be a good way to describe her.
Okay. Now, does she work now?
No. She's had multiple jobs in Neptune City that she's either been fired from or quit from over the past few years.
Still hard jobs.
She worked at Bruno's, Neptune City. She worked at Great Wall in Neptune City. I think she might have worked in the ice cream shop too. These are all businesses in Neptune City, but not for a long period of time. I've never known her to be able to hold a job.
She gets let go?
Yeah,
Or she quits?
both. I know Bruno's let her go. I'm not too sure. I guess she just wasn't good at her job. I don't know.
What about school?
She had to be on school. She went to Brookdale last semester, and she just didn't even sign for classes. Not last semester. Yeah, last year she did a full year of school, and this year she hasn't even registered for classes.
Either or.
Canada, I guess. She's been saying she needs to get away and go to Canada, get away from her dad.
Is she in Canada?
I couldn't tell you. I can honestly tell you that. I'm one of her closest friends, and I had no idea why she wouldn't tell me anything before she left. Like the last time I say goodbye to her. It was just like any other day. Like, see you later. I gotta go to work. Nothing. She didn't say anything. But that week, many of her relatives had been over the house, and I think her name was Michelle, or I don't know, it started with an M, but I just remember hearing Sarah say, this might be the last time I see it, because I might be in Canada by the next time.
I wouldn't. What was his demeanor like with her? It would escalate very quickly.
It would go from friendly to just argumentative.
How about during that key conversation? Was he screaming at her or shouting? Yep. Yeah, he was really angry. But what was her response?
She was just completely shutting down, and I was telling her, you can't let your dad control you and have this kind of effect on you, because this is what he wants to do. He wants to control you, and you can't let him do that.
What kind of things aside from that incident has she spoken to you about her dad?
I know that when her mom died, she had money that was supposed to go to her, and her dad took that from her. It's kind of been the big thing over the years that she's always said. Dad took money from her. Dad took money from her. She definitely had some trust issues, because over the past few weeks, she's been just packaging things up in containers and moving them to other people's houses. I actually have some containers in my basement right now. I know that there were containers in the Drapers. I know there were containers in the Reynolds house.
How many containers did she move to your house?
I believe there's 3 in my basement, 3 or 4.
What kind of containers?
They're just big gray containers.
Like bins?
Yeah, bins, yeah. And then there's one.
What did you look in them?
I haven't looked in them, but I could tell you that one of them was just a plastic. There was a clear one, red top on it, and the whole inside of it was just VHS tapes. I don't know why she would package up, the container's this big, just full of VHS. I don't know why anyone would need a VHS tape.
Where are they in Josh?
They're just in my basement.
Why did she give those to you?
Because she didn't want her dad to have them.
Did she tell you that?
Yeah. That's been her whole reason for moving things. When I initially called her on Friday, she said, I asked her if she could get food, and she said she couldn't do it yet because she was packing up some of her mom's stuff, and she needs to move it to the Drapers before her dad got home.
So she also moved stuff to the Drapers.
Yeah.
How many bins over there?
I think it was just 2.
Anywhere else did she put them?
The Reynolds, this is my mom telling me this, because I didn't even know about this, but she mentioned the name the Reynolds. I know that it was another family member.
Where the Reynolds live?
I think they live in Bradley Beach. I'm not too sure. Or Neptune City. I know there is, you know what? I think there's a family in Neptune City. There's a boat yard. You know where Memorial Park is? You go all the way down that street towards like Kelly's. There's a boat yard. Across the street from that is my cousin's house, the Bakers. There's a house with a huge yard on the corner, and I think that's the Reynolds. That's her house.
So how long has she been packing up these bins?
Weeks. Maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I only really started to help her over the past week because I guess her dad was on vacation. So I didn't know about her Avon house. I had taken a few trips over to her Avon house to just grab a couple things. Just meaningless stuff like candles. She took a a Halloween decoration of a grave. Just stuff that has just doesn't mean anything. I don't know. And she just needed to get that out before her dad got to it. And I don't know.
Did you, do you think her behavior was odd?
Yeah. I didn't think it at first, but she's always wanted to go to Canada. She's always been obsessed with Canada. And I just didn't think anything of it at first. But
Well, why would she just go to Canada?
that's then I don't know. She has everything that she could need to go to Canada. Doesn't have to go to school, doesn't have a job. I don't understand why if she was going to go, she wouldn't have just gone.
No, there is no evidence that Sarah Stern had any significant issues with her father, as Liam McTasney implied during his confession. In fact, Sarah was close to her family, especially her father, who was deeply involved in the search for her after she went missing. The idea that Sarah had a troubled relationship with her father was something that McTasney tried to use as part of his narrative in order to justify his crime.
Because a lot of people, a lot of police officers, from the state police to divers to us, to the other detectives that you met over the weekend, trying to find Sarah. And there's a lot of resources involved here. I want you to make sure that I want to give you the opportunity, okay?
Yeah.
To be ahead of all of this. If she provided you with information, if she told you something, if she told you that she was going somewhere, she told you that she was going to do something, you need to tell us.
Yeah.
Okay?
I could understand.
I understand that you're very close friends with her. But she confided in you a lot. None of that matters now. Okay, because all this is what we're doing is only going to escalate at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to think very hard, okay, about your conversation. Take as much time as you need. I want you to think about your conversation that you had with Sarah on Friday. I want you to put yourself back in her house with her. And I want you to think about what the things that she said to you. Okay?
Mm-hmm. One thing I want to talk to you guys about was if she did jump off the bridge, what are the odds that she's not somewhere all the way out in the ocean by now?
And did she tell you she was going to jump off the bridge?
No. If she had told me that she was going to jump off a bridge, there would have been no way that I could have gone to work that night. I went to work and I had one of the best nights of my life. I made a bunch of money. All my tables were good. I had a great time. It definitely, I would not have been able to do that if I knew something.
You just hang tight right here. Let's sort of step out for her. Right now. Please.
No problem. It must have been about video games. So far we were talking.
What did she tell you, Leo, about her wanting to leave?
Nothing. Besides her wanting to go to Canada. It didn't say she had some conspiracy Is she gonna run away? She just. You haven't told us about the bank. Yeah. How come you haven't told us about the bank? Well, I told him about the bank, but did you go to the bank? I was with her. Okay. Where's the way back from Taco Bell? What bank did you go to? It's in Bradley Beach. It's called Carney. Okay. Now, what did you do at the bank? No idea. I didn't go in. Stay in the car? Yeah. Why did you stop at the bank? What did she tell you she was stopping at the bank for? Something to do with for money. I don't know. She had found money in the Avalon house a few months ago. And, she has a lockbox full of money in there. I don't know. She was taking money out, putting money in there. A lockbox full of money where? In Carney Bank. How do you know? She's told me. What did she tell you about that? It's just that that's where her money is. Whose money did she find? She said that it must have belonged to her mother. What she felt was her mom left it for her, hid it in the house. So if her dad were to take her money, she would still have money left for her by her mom. That's how much money? We couldn't tell you. She never told me. She said it could be. She told me a range. She said it could be from 20 grand to 100 grand. She wasn't sure. She wasn't sure how much money she found? Yeah. How does that make sense to you? That you wouldn't be sure how much money you found? Well, she told me the condition of the money was pretty bad. Like it was all stuck together. Well, it was old bills. So that could have been a reason for not knowing. I don't know if some of it was destroyed or water damage or whatever could happen over the years. She told you she didn't know how much it was? Yeah. Did you ever see it? No. If I did see any money, it was in the case that was in the safe that was in the Draper's house. There were some old dollars and coins, and I believe there was birth certificates and stuff. But we found that recently. She had asked me to help her go through her attic, try to get some of her mom's stuff out. That's when we found that safe. Did she give you any of the money? No. That's fully fine. I do know that Robert Santamon is another person that knows about the money besides me, though. Because she had told me that he needed to get something done with his car, and he was asking her for money. But that's the only person I know that would have an idea of how much money it would be. What did she say about Canada on Friday? I don't even remember if we discussed it. Everything's just like blending together at this point. This is pretty much all the same stuff. She wanted to go to bartending school so that she could be a bartender when she went to Canada. We could have discussed that day. She wants to go to bartending school? Yeah. How long do you think you were out at the restaurant, Taco Bell, or the bank before he let you leave her house? You bring the stuff across the street as a neighbor. You go to Taco Bell. Who drives to Taco Bell? She did. My car's having a lot of problems. But it must have been around 4 o'clock when we got back. So you got there at what time? Probably sometime after 2. Around 2. Helped her hang out. I mean, not hang out. I helped her get some stuff from her attic, from around the house, put it in these containers. She taped them up 4 times. and we went across the street.
Do you think you got there after 2?
I honestly have no idea. When was the initial phone? Was it 1 o'clock?
That you communicated with her? Yeah. Or was it breakfast before work?
Yeah. It must have been 1:30, 2 o'clock. I got to her house.
You called her or she called you? Called her.
We had no plans to hang out that day. Beforehand.
Have you noticed that Liam constantly nods while answering the detective's questions, as if he's trying to reassure himself? It's a self-soothing mechanism, along with an attempt to come off as sincere. Now, let's take a look at what his accomplice, Preston, is going to say.
Is that all she said, that Sarah is missing? Or did she give any more details or any more information?
Can't really recall the specifics in conversation.
Did she say anything about Sarah's car?
Yeah, she had mentioned that they abandoned on the bridge.
Okay. So tell us about that.
About her.
This is where this is Liam's mom talking to you and Liam.
Yeah. Okay, and then the only other information I know about is that it was at like 2:45 a.m. Now it's just from reading about it in the news.
Okay. So if his mom didn't say 2:45 a.m., what did his mom say? They found Sarah's car on the bridge?
Yeah.
And that
That's about it.
did she say that she was missing? All she said was they found they found Sarah's car on the bridge.
Yeah, and then she broke down in tears.
And Liam started breaking down?
I was in the passenger seat behind him, but looked like he was starting to, and then like regained himself before he got back in the car.
So you were sitting in the back of the car?
I was in the passenger seat.
I think so you were behind Liam.
Well, he got like out of the car to talk to us.
Oh, okay. I see. He got out of the car and you stayed in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Fair. Was his window down or door open? So you were able to.
The door was open.
Okay. Then what happens after that?
We went back to her house. Her and there's cousins or aunts or whoever that was showed up. Right around the same time Tarzan showed up, and then the questions in and took her off.
Did police talk to you with this land?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you do after that?
After that, Sean, Josh, Jamin, all just like friends, Sarah, they all go out there. His mom's house. Okay. Just gonna wait for news.
Great. And I'm sure you had a million questions about what happened. So I would imagine as any reasonable person, friend, whatever, family member, you probably asked Liam questions, right? What kind of things did you ask?
Well, once that actually we're doing like an investigation, like if you got called in for another round of questioning, then I asked them like, dude, they don't ask you for another round of questioning for no reason. Like, you gotta tell me, like, if you know something, like, you could trust me, and who's stuck to I didn't know anything. And I believe.
What did he tell you?
So, place where been asking a lot of questions, and he really doesn't know anything.
Okay. What did he say about the police asking questions?
That boss.
Did he tell you the police are asking questions because we're trying to find Sarah?
Yeah. I mean, like, I understand question, of course. But
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing. I mean, we're not. You guys are friends with Sarah. You guys speak to Sarah, hang out with Sarah. Seems very difficult for us to find Sarah or figure out where she is without talking through people that are closest to her.
yeah,
You know, that's why you're here. You know, that's why we talked to Liam. If somebody, you know, I always say, God forbid, if somebody in your family was missing, would you want us talking to friends and family?
yeah, anyone. Of course.
So,
In a few minutes. I asked him what the police were there for last night. And there's other asking questions about like where he was.
where he was?
Yeah. And I look at him like, but obviously I didn't cyber normally. And he's like, I don't know, but there had some questions about Sarah. And I asked him what it was about, and he said he had no but.
Could he tell you specifically anything about Sarah? Did he talk to you about the car? Did he say that Sarah's car was found?
No.
When did you find out the car was found?
When Leon's bomb flight is down.
So that was later in the day.
Yeah, it was about an hour or so after waking up. We went to Walmart to grab the new phone, and we were just getting back to our house.
And while you're driving to Walmart, are you talking about Sarah?
I was talking about where we had gone up the day.
Okay, what did you guys have going on for the day?
I think he had work that night. Then I was just talking about getting some work done. You know, that we'll have it go up for that.
How, like, I know you'd said Friday you got over at 5 o'clock. William's still there, getting ready for work. Break hand on his phone. So you think he leaves for work around 5 o'clock?
No, he usually gets to work like 4:30, 4:45. But he had said he was running late trying to find stuff.
Okay. And while you're in the house that night playing video games, he comes home.
How many times to the first month? At least once, I think it was twice.
Are you drinking at that point?
Me, no.
You smoking?
He was by herself, not doing anything.
Okay. How confident are you what time Liam got home?
Fairly confident it was around 11 o'clock. But if it wasn't 11 o'clock, it had to be after.
So you don't think it was before 11 o'clock?
The true horror of Liam's actions came when investigators planted a hidden camera to record his confession. In chilling detail, Liam spoke of the murder as though it were nothing more than an inconvenience. He bragged about how easily he had disposed of Sarah's body, showing no remorse for the life he had taken. He told the story with a detached calmness, speaking of his crime like it was just another mundane task, something he did because it was easy. And perhaps, in his mind, that was the most terrifying part. The complete absence of empathy, the coldness with which he executed his plan. Sarah's body was found, and the search for answers began.
I was smoking a lot of cigarettes while I was stripping. Really? Yeah. I stripped for like 2 months straight. What were you doing? Sitting around. What you been up to? Hiding from the cops. What happened? Dude, you can't blame me for doing this, right? I gotta feel you up real quick, right? No disrespect. I'll show you. No disrespect, okay? Nothing. Yeah, I got the FBI on my ass, dude. What are they questioning? Oh yeah, a lot. About what? About killing Sarah. They were up my ass. First it was just normal police. They were on my ass and I had to go in and get interrogated by them multiple times. But then it kept moving up levels and now it's a federal case. So we got the FBI. So you've been laying low, I guess. Oh yeah. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part of it is I thought I was walking out 50 grand, 100 grand in my pocket. She had one safe and she took money out and she only had 10 grand. And this money, I don't know if it was burnt or something. It's fucking old money, terrible quality. I don't even know if I can put any of it in the fucking bank. Right, because it'll probably look sketchy, right? It looks sketchy and it'll look like it's Sarah's money, especially if it's a federal investigation. Right. If they're looking for the guy who has the fucking old money. Right, because it's probably like the old dollar bills and shit. It's not like the new shit. Because the $100 bills are changed now. Exactly. Not, it's from the 80s, dude. It's old. And then, what, she found it in her house or something? Huh? She found it in her house? Yeah. She got a lot of money. And I don't even get a quarter of it. So you only got like, what, seven grams? Somewhere around there. And you spent it all? No, I haven't even tried to do anything with it because it's in such bad shape. I didn't even use it. Like, I need to play low and then maybe, like, tape some shit up and see if I can put it in the bank. So what, do you have it hidden? Yeah. Where'd you hide it? Sandy Hook. First it was in my house for a long time, but then I stopped trusting Preston. Yeah, what's the deal with Preston? Was he... Nah, he's cool. He was... Did he end up, like, helping me or not? Oh, yeah. Dude, tonight we just tried to rob a drug dealer together. We just drove down to, fucking... Is that what you were in Stockton? Yeah, we were down there. We were gonna steal this fucking guy's safe. And we get to the house, and he moved. He's not at the same fucking house. That same guy we went to that one time? Or is it a different book than that? I don't remember. You drove down there with us to get drugs? Yeah, me and Preston, yeah. Me, you, and Preston were down. Yeah. That's who we were trying to rob. We're gonna go back down tomorrow and try again. You know where he lives at? Yeah, we found it tonight. There were just people there. There's a higher chance that there's not gonna be people there tomorrow night. You gotta be fucking smart with that, bro. Yeah, just don't do any fucking stupid shit. I mean, you're already saying the cops are on you, so you... This is Preston's thing this time. Sarah's whole deal was my thing. But I had planned Sarah's situation for me to be interrogated by cops. Like, that was the whole part of my plan, to make me look not guilty. Like, what did you finish still out? So you didn't hear about it? It was all over the news. Right, but I didn't know if you, like, it was the route. Yeah. And the worst part is, we threw her off the bridge, and the body never showed up. It's probably frozen. It's probably all the way out in the ocean. And it's fucking frozen, so she's not coming off anytime soon. Her body's probably at the bottom of the fucking ocean, or she got eaten by a shark or some fucking shit. Yeah. Bro, this is like a fucking movie, bro. Yeah. And, dude. Alright, so I'm hanging out with her. She has... We went to the bank. She took some money out, not all of her money. We're counting it out, and then she goes to walk out the front door. I choke her out, drag her. My biggest problem was the dog, and her dog laid there and watched as I killed her. Didn't do anything. Her fucking dog. What kind of dog? Yeah, what kind of dog is that? It's like some. Was it a pig? It looks like a beagle, but it's like the size of a Great Dane. Jeez. Nobody was there? Your grandma? No, nobody was there. Even her dad wasn't there. He was in Florida. Yeah, you said that he was there. So, I have to leave. I fucking dropped my phone at Sarah's house. My phone was at Sarah's house. Like. Wait, you left your phone? Yeah, I lost it. I couldn't find it. I had to go to work. I had timed everything out so that... Fuck, why did you take your phone? You should have left it in your fucking pocket. Dude. What were you doing? Strangling someone? I couldn't find it, dude. It ended up being out in the driveway. Oh, it must have dropped there. I must have dropped when I was crawling to get in the car. But I choke her out, drag her into the back, put her in a bathroom, and then I had to go straight to work. So Preston came over, took the body, put it in the bushes, and then I was at work. I had a full, night of work, except I left work a couple times, which looks sketchy. I'll look for my phone, though, which is a reasonable, thing to do. Yeah, you had to work for your phone. Yeah, you can't. Which is kind of, me losing my phone was kind of a good thing, because the cops are like, oh, he's hanging out with her, he lost his phone, he's going back and forth between his house looking for it. Right. And then I get off work that night, go straight over. Preston and I go over to her house, take her safe, bring that over to my house before we do anything. Then we take her body out of the bushes and drag it over to her back fence. And I crawl, get into her car, and I back up. There's a security camera across the street. Right. So I had to act like her. I watched her every time she backed out. She does the same thing. So I backed out exactly like she did and drove off. Put her in the trunk? No, I put her in the passenger seat of her own car. And then Preston and I had these walkie-talkies to communicate with. We just used them again. So I was driving, and I had her buckled in the passenger, so she looks like she's just sleeping. She's just sitting up, and my plan was, for me, I underestimated my own strength and how much a dead body would weigh. Because... It's lint weight? Yeah. I got up on top of the bridge to throw her off. My plan was I was going to throw her off, run over, jump over the divider, and get into Preston's car. And I go up, open the door, unhook her, pull her out, start dragging her to throw her over, and then cars start coming up. I see, headlights coming. I try to get her over, and I can't. Fuck my leg up. The weight from her body, made me fall, and my leg, went up. So now I'm limping, my leg's fucked up, and there's 3 cars coming up. So I grab her body. Dude, I had superhuman strength, and I threw it in the car, and I fucking picked it up, and her feet were up here, and her head was down there, and 3 cars go by. And I'm fucking losing my shit, because that easily could have been a cop. Yeah. And then... the police station is, right there. Yeah. And then Preston comes over the bridge, goes around, makes a U-turn, comes up behind me. The 2 of us throw the body over, and then we're out. Oh, so you needed help? I needed help, yeah. And she's not even that big of a girl, right? No. I would say 160 pounds, max. So you just counted it out and then fucking went behind her, just without her looking? Uh-huh. Is she, screaming and shit? Or you had her so tight that it was I pretty much hung her, I picked her up and had her just, dangling off the ground, and she just pissed herself. Hell yeah, you lose control. You said my name, and then that was it. And it took me a half an hour to kill her. I thought I was going to be able to choke her out and have her out in, a couple minutes. Choked her for 30 days. I choked her out, and then she was just laying there having a seizure or something. So then I had to I got a shirt and I just shoved it down her throat so she wouldn't throw up or anything, and held my finger over her nose and set a timer. That's the only time I had my phone. That guy's got some real psychological problems. Yeah, those tapes are fucking crazy. I don't feel any different, and I don't think about it. You always think you're gonna try these new things and you're gonna change, but it didn't change. It just doesn't do anything. Like tonight, we were gonna fucking potentially kill a bunch of people and get a bunch of drugs and money, and nothing. It's weird. This fucking movie, man. It's your life. You might as well make it one. What, are you gonna live some boring ass life? I'm thinking about moving to LA after the summer. I gotta just save up this money. I think I'm getting this union job. I think it's pulling through. So it's in California? No, it's in New York. Local 52. We're trying to get in local 68. Is that AC air condition or AC? Operating engineers. I just need to have experience heating, cooling, refrigeration, all that kind of shit before I get the engineer job. So I gotta work all these shitty jobs first. But sucks. It'll be worth it. Oh, Tina just texted me. Said dinner's ready. Fuck. I gotta take this fucking 2-hour job. Fucking. This sucks.
But it wasn't until Liam's confession, captured on tape, that the truth came out. He had murdered his childhood friend, and in the second interrogation, his chilling lack of regret sealed his fate.
All right. Preston, obviously, you know why Mike and I want to talk to you today. It's the same reason why Detective Mahoney and I spoke to you back in December. Okay, it's about Sarah. We know what happened to Sarah. Ever since she was reported missing, the Neptune City Police Department, the Belmar Police Department, and the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office has been working tirelessly to find out what happened to her, and we did. Okay, we know what your involvement in it was. All right, we want to talk to you about that. All right, what we're most interested in knowing, not necessarily what happened, because we already know that. We want to know why it happened. All right, we want to know why Liam did what he did.
What did you do?
He killed Sarah. Okay, and we know you know that. Right? You know that. Correct? Okay, that's what we want to talk to you about. All right, I want you to know that we understand that people put themselves in positions that, looking back, they regret. We get it. You're a 19-year-old kid. You have a whole life ahead of you. All right? You got to lay it out for us as to why it happened. All right? And why he did what he did.
Money.
Okay. How much money are we talking about?
He said that she had anywhere from upwards of $50,000 to $150,000 left to her in cash from her mom.
Okay. Where did she get the money?
From her mom when she passed away. She found this is his story. She found a box in their old house in Avon that they keep just for storage that had a note and a whole bunch of money. And he wanted to try to get his hands on as much of it as possible.
Okay. Did he tell you ahead of time that he was going to do this?
Yeah.
All right. How long do you think he planned to do this?
About a month. Which wasn't too serious at first.
Okay. Do you remember the first time he told you about it?
First time he told me about it, him and Sean came into Clancy's where I was working, and he just said, no intentions at this time, but Sarah just found a bunch of money, and that was it. And it wasn't until about a month or two later he said that he was going up with the idea.
Okay, what did he tell you he planned on doing?
Taking her out and then find somewhere to dispose of the body.
Well, what was he doing there with her? How did they get there? What were they doing beforehand? That sort of thing.
Told me that he was at her house. I don't know what the scenario was, but they were going to leave. And she led the way. She grabbed her from behind.
Okay, then what did he do?
Before she went out the door.
Okay, and before she went out the door, what did he do?
Grabbed her, pulled her back, strangled her.
Did he describe it to you? Did he tell you what happened? You know what part of his body he used to strangle her? He told you that? And where did he put his hands?
Alright.
Did he do anything else to her? Did he tell you that he assaulted her in any way?
No.
Liam and Sarah were friends for a long time, right?
Yeah.
How how would you describe their relationship?
They were like really good childhood friends up until high school, and then I just kind of grew distant.
Did he ever hook up with her, go out with her, anything like that? Did he ever express an interest in doing that? Do you know if she liked him, wanted to go out with him or anything like that?
I remember she got really, really, really jealous when Liam started dating her best friend. But I don't know if that was just because it's her best friend or
Maggie?
yeah, for the Liam's friend.
So aside from strangling her with his hands, did he tell you that he did anything else to her? No. Did he, what, so I know you had said that he did this for the money. Did he think he was going to get $10,000, $5,000? How much money did he think he was going to get from this?
All of it. What he thought was all of it was all he described as anywhere from like $50,000 to $5,000.
What are the other reasons why he killed Sarah other than the money? Is there a thrill involved in it? Is this something he's always wanted to do? Well, no, it was for the money.
Yeah.
Okay, what did he need the money for?
I don't know. We were just starting to move out, and he was getting tired of his job with Brennan's. So,
Did he owe anybody money?
not that I knew about.
Was he having a problem? Would he have concerns about paying rent? Was he worried about money? I'm just trying to get a feel for why.
Not really. He had money in that bank at the time.
Is he like a type of guy that's always down on him, money, doesn't have money, borrowing money from people all the time or no?
Nah, so it's
Always got some.
on top of it.
And how about, is Liam close to his parents, his family?
Yeah.
I know this isn't easy for you right now. What do you think about?
I think about what it means for me if Taylor did come back to us.
Did you think it was going to?
Glenn did a pretty good job of convincing me that she covered everything up. Or just more.
You knew this was a possibility, though. Did Liam ever tell you that there was something that happened between him and Sarah that caused him to want to do this?
He said there was a few instances that she'd really pissed him off.
How? River. Has he spoken to you about it? I don't think obviously you guys talk about it every day, but does he tell you that he's upset about it? Does he tell you that he regrets it? Does he say anything like that?
He doesn't say anything about it.
Have you noticed the change in his demeanor or his attitude? I mean, or is he just going on with his life like normal?
He's going on with it like normal, but he's definitely just got, like, I don't know. More ego.
More of an ego?
Yeah. It's really okay. I've noticed.
Were there any weapons or anything in your house? Or a gun in your house?
No.
Does Liam have access to a gun?
I don't think so.
Have you ever seen him with one? How about you? Do you have one? And it's just you and him that at the house?
Yeah.
No one else lives there? Obviously, you know you're under arrest, right, Liam?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to tell you what you're going to be charged with tonight. I don't have copies of your complaints right now, but you will get them. Okay. You're being charged with murder, felony murder, first-degree robbery, desecration of human remains, conspiracy, and hindering apprehension. Okay? You will get complaints, and of course, we'll talk to you later about your bail once that's worked out. We have a letter here from an attorney, Constantine Bardis. We were also contacted by an attorney named Charles Moriarty. Do you know either of those two guys?
I know Constantine. I think I've talked to the other guy before.
Okay. Are these your attorneys? Is this guy your attorney? Here's a copy of the letter if you want to read it.
I would say so. I think my parents would know better. But
Well, I'm giving you that letter because we received it, and that we were also contacted by the other attorney, Mr. Moriarty. We just wanted to present you with the letter so you know that it exists. And of course, if these guys are not your attorneys and want to speak to us, we'll be happy to speak to you.
the other guy said he was going to represent me as well.
I don't know. I don't know if either of them represent you. Okay. All I know is we received this letter and that we were contacted by Charles Moriarty on your behalf. You have to tell us if these guys are your attorneys. That's fine. If you want to talk to us, that's fine too. You just need to tell us.
I have spoken to him, so he is my attorney, and I'd rather not speak to anyone until I talk to him.
Great. Thank you very much. You can hang tight here. Just stay in that chair for us, okay?
Hope you guys try against the wall for me. Back up tiny bit. Back up tiny bit. Thanks. So push it against the wall. Thanks. I'm gonna take these cups off you and put it slightly more comfortable pair on you, okay? Good. Unfortunately, I'm gonna say slight, okay? Keep her this right there, okay? Please sit there. The reason why I say it's slightly more comfortable because they're on a little bit of a chain, okay? A lock whistle? A little bit quick ride, right, sir? Stand up, put your head off. There you go.
This was no spur-of-the-moment crime. This was a cold, calculated murder driven by selfishness and greed. Sarah's life was taken not because of any fault of her own, but because of a cold, calculated decision made by a man who saw her as nothing more than a means to an end. Liam was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, and Preston was sentenced to 10 years in prison.